Cosmic Ghost Rider is gonna destroy an Infinity Stone in this comic. It's crazy. So for those of you guys who don't know who he is, Cosmic Ghost Rider is one of the most OP characters in Marvel Comics, just so overpowered, but he's also got one of the best origins ever. The origin for his character is in Thanos Wins. You'll find it below the like button in the description. But to sum it up in like 10 seconds, in effect, Thanos shows up on Earth at some point in time and basically kills everybody. The Punisher strikes a deal with Mephisto to kill Thanos, but Mephisto's deals always come with a trick. So while Punisher was given the power to kill Thanos by becoming the Ghost Rider, he couldn't leave Earth. Eventually, Galactus shows up to consume Earth, he turns Ghost Rider into his herald, and then Ghost Rider becomes Cosmic Ghost Rider. Done and done. Now the thing about this is that what ends up happening in this comic, which is more of a backup feature than the main story itself, is he basically wakes up to his wife Maria, who's essentially dead. Most of you guys know that from the origin story of the Punisher. But Maria's corpse just starts like crawling towards him in this really grotesque way, and then as he's trying to get away, suddenly these old platoon mates from when he was fighting in the Vietnam War bust in and just start like shooting the place up, going after Frank Castle. Now at that point, he turns into the Ghost Rider, which is one of the big differences between Cosmic Ghost Rider and the traditional Ghost Rider. Traditionally, back in the old days in Marvel, Johnny Blaze, Danny Ketch, those guys couldn't really control when they turned into the Ghost Rider. They were able to eventually, but Frank Castle, it's like going Super Saiyan, right? He just does it on a whim. And so once this happens, he takes these guys out, and then immediately Galactus shows up. And when Galactus grabs him and snatches him out of what's basically his home, he's just in like this infinite expanse of space, surrounded by the corpses of everyone he's killed or who has died as a result of his actions, collateral damage, that kind of thing. Because one thing to understand is that Frank Castle, under normal circumstances in Marvel, tries to minimize collateral damage to a degree, right? I mean, if killing 100 criminals requires the deaths of 5 innocent people, I mean, he'll do it, right? You know, it's just kind of the way it goes. But with Cosmic Ghost Rider, he's not that way. Collateral damage doesn't really matter. It's just the target, and that's effectively it. And so a lot of the people that you see here were just kind of caught in the crossfire. But Galactus literally tells him, like, you are guilty, right? You are a person who's committed heinous crimes. You deserve to die for your actions. Now, here's the kicker. He says, you look a little bit different, Gallon. Is that a new haircut? That's a test, right? When he says that, it's a test. The response of Galactus is, as my herald, you help sustain my insatiable hunger, devouring the worlds of many of those who came before you today, judging mortals for their crimes, making a deal with Mephisto, fighting beside the Mad Titan. Literally, Cosmic Ghost Rider joined Thanos at one point, right? Destroying time out of a misguided sense of morality. You finally stand accused for your crimes, Ghost Rider. And he just kind of starts cracking jokes, right? Like, well, I mean, I'm not really standing, am I? I mean, I'm more like being held in place. But the reason why he's so cavalier here, the reason why he doesn't really care about what's going on is because he realized the moment he referred to Galactus as Gallon, it wasn't actually Galactus. The reason why is because Galactus, before he became what he is, was known as Gallon, but precious few people in the universe are allowed to call him that. The Silver Surfer sometimes, Reed Richards pretty much all the time, and maybe one other person. And like, that's it. Right? Cosmic entities, of course, because they're more his equal, but like, that's it. The fact that Cosmic Ghost Rider was able to refer to him as Gallon without being screamed at tells him immediately that's not Galactus. So he literally uses this power, kind of escapes captivity for a second, and then is met by his kids. And is supposed to be tormented by this idea that his kids are there asking, like, why did you let us die? But the fact that he knows none of this is real allows him to just eradicate him on the spot, right? You have like the corpse of Thanos who shows up and starts attacking him. He takes out Thanos, right? Like, each one of these guys is obliterated with the greatest of ease. It takes virtually no effort, but all the while he's basically saying, I want to know who the man is that's pulling the strings. I want to know the person behind all of this who's trying to manipulate me and trying to get me to go crazy, potentially even finish all my living myself. Whoever this person is, I want to know who they are. And so, casting aside all the illusions, using the power of the Ghost Rider, he ultimately ends up figuring out it's just a dude. It's just like an alien out there. And like, that's it, right? And this guy is just kind of like, you're the reason they're all gone, right? My family, my entire planet, they're all because of you. You led Galactus to my world, and Galactus consumed it, and everyone died. But here's the kicker to this, right? It's very easy to dismiss this as just kind of like Ghost Rider doing a thing. If you're familiar with Marvel, this is massive, because what Marvel just did is they elevated the power of Cosmic Ghost Rider to one of the most powerful beings in all of existence, because this guy has in his possession the reality stone. This alien dude is just using the reality stone. What this means is that Cosmic Ghost Rider was able to overpower the illusion of the reality stone. The reality stone in Marvel Comics is not like it is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where a person who is capable enough can override its influence and see reality for what it really is. No, when a person has the reality stone, their power is absolute. They can make reality whatever they want it to be. Only beings of the highest level of power, cosmic entities of the highest order, are able to at least compete with the reality stone, let alone override it. The only person that we've ever seen in the history of Marvel Comics that was able to override the power of an Infinity Stone was the Living Tribunal, and that was during the old Adam Warlock and the Infinity Watch comics in the aftermath of Infinity Gauntlet, when Adam Warlock went nuts with the Gauntlet and the Living Tribunal shut its power down. So that never happens. Right, the fact that he was able to do that is insane. Not only that, where this guy is just like crushed and devastated, the response of Cosmic Ghost Rider is like, look, I'm sorry, but what you're doing here will not bring them back. And magic always has a cost. You using this reality stone will inevitably either drive you insane or you'll become corrupted by its power, right? He even says, you will only lose yourself. And so he takes the reality stone and crushes it in his hand. The Cosmic Ghost Rider crushes a reality stone. This is uncharted level of power. We've never really seen characters who have been able to do this. He then like opens a portal and leaves. So Cosmic Ghost Rider just went from what was basically a Herald of Galactus with pretty cool levels of power to effectively a god. With that being said, guys, we're gonna bring this to an end. Really cool story. I thought I'd share it with you. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all later. Peace.